The objective set forth by the customer: design and build a custom machine that can assemble a pre-filled sterile syringe with a plunger rod and backstop, combined with the vision system to monitor the plunger movement and control the plunger rod rotation during the assembly process. The major challenge faced by Universal Machine during the design of this machine was to ensure that the plunger rod was inserted into the syringe body with less than 0.25 millimeters of gap and 1 millimeter permitted movement during assembly. This was overcome by using the Universal Machine engineered vision system as a control device to monitor movement during assembly. Once the plunger rod was placed into the tube, continuous imaging, followed by a final inspection, allowed the part to be placed exactly where the customer required. Using the system in that manner allowed for the variability of the plastic parts to be eliminated during the assembly process to achieve extremely high repeatability. The operator loads pre-filled syringes into empty pucks on the indexing puck assembly. The syringe presence eye checks for the full puck. At the plunger rod addition station, a plunger is fed into the station's top clamp. The retainer cylinder closes to isolate the plunger that is in process. A stem clamp then extends and closes to hold the stem. The top clamp releases the plunger, and the cylinder applies pressure to the plunger to seat it on the gasket in the syringe. Once the plunger is seated, a syringe spinner motor cylinder extends to meet the part, and a motor rotates to seat the plunger in the syringe while simultaneously initiating the vision system. The Universal Machine Vision System takes reference measurements to determine the starting location of the plunger piston and the distance between the top of the threads on the plunger rod. The first picture is taken while the syringe tube is in motion to check the change in position of the plunger rod. If the distance is outside of a predetermined spec, the drive continues to rotate and more images are taken until the plunger rod is in the correct position. The Universal Machine Vision System performs a final inspection to ensure that the plunger rod has been threaded within the specific tolerance and the plunger piston has not moved. The unit indexes to the backstop insertion station. The backstop is fed into the machine track. The cylinder lifts the syringe, and the backstop extends to brace the syringe. Then a cylinder pushes the backstop into alignment with the syringe as another cylinder pushes the backstop onto the upper part of the syringe. All cylinders retract to allow the machine to index. The unit then proceeds to the final visual inspection station. The final inspection is performed on the assembled syringe. The Universal Machine Vision System ensures that the backstop, needle shield, and the plunger are present. The unit then communicates to the robot pick station. If the assembled syringe is within spec, the robot picks the assembled syringe and places it on a puck attached to the conveyor. If a reject, then the robot places it in the reject bin. The assembled syringe proceeds through the labeler. The labeler applies a pre-printed label. The labeled assembled syringe is manually removed from the conveyor. The results? A Universal Machine Company engineered machine that can assemble a pre-filled sterile syringe with a plunger rod and backstop with a custom engineered vision system to monitor the plunger movement and control the plunger rod rotation during the assembly process. For more information, contact Universal Machine Company.